Hi, this is Gina Pierce, Tech Coach for Santa Barbara Unified, and I'm here to show you about option 2 where you want to add your own competencies to your class. You didn't find what you're looking for in the district library. You can see the first video above, and you want to have your own into Neo. And so what you're going to do, make sure that you've actually enabled the Mastery tab. So if you haven't done so, make sure to go to Admin, go to Tabs, and then enable Mastery by checking the box. And then you'll see the Mastery tab here. And so what we want to do is we need to actually create a spreadsheet of our competencies to actually add into the district locker and the resources. So first thing you do is go to Google and create a spreadsheet. And so what I've done to kind of expedite the process is I've created one for my own for pre-calculus, and these are the pre-calculus standards for Math 3 Pre-Calc Compaction. And what you need to do is you need to have a spreadsheet with 1, 2, 3, 4 columns here, and those are going to be the important things that you create on your spreadsheet. So the first thing that you need to do is the first column is the level. Notice how there's just zeros and ones. This can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the number is, and here's what each of them denotes. So the 0 is for this topic. It's just a title. The students aren't going to necessarily be assessed. This isn't a competency, it's more of a title. So if you were to look at it, and I have it uploaded in my current class right now, the 0 just made it so that it's a title right here. Now if you look at the next one that I have here on the spreadsheet, it's a 1. The 1 makes it be indented. So the 0, 1, 2, and 3 just denotes the indentation in the competency hierarchy. So if you had a 2, if you look back at this one, so notice how this is indented by 1 space. If I had a substandard of this that went underneath that, I would have a 2 next to that, and it would be indented under that. So it just keeps indenting by number. So that's the first thing in this spreadsheet is the number. It's the hierarchy of your standards. This is the code. So these are standards for math. So this is the code. These are optional. You don't have to put them. I did. This is a name. Notice how I left it blank. It's optional. So if you want to have a name of the standard, you could. The one that's not optional is the last one, the description. You have to know what the standard is. It's what you see when you assess your students and what your students see. So that's where you're going to be typing in all of your standards or your competencies that you're assessing students on. So that's step 1, is creating your spreadsheet of all of the competencies you want to assess your students on. You do need to have this as a CSV file to upload to Neo. So you're going to go to File, and then what you're going to do is you're going to download this to your computer, and you're going to have the CSV file. So you'll go ahead and do that and then save it to your desktop because we need to upload that now to Neo. You need to add it to the district library. So in order to do that, we're going to go to the 3 vertical lines. We need to go to the district library to upload those competencies into there. So you're going to go to Resources, and then you're going to go to Add. And then you're going to choose competencies here because we've got to upload them. And then you're going to have to put what everything is. So I'm going to say this is pre-calc standards. These are not optional, so you can put a description if you want. Pre-calc standards. And the subject I'm going to choose is math. So this is going to put it in that particular locker. So please make sure that you put it in the right one, especially if you're sharing it with other teachers. You got to put the grade in there for the levels. The organization should auto-populate. You can put the state and the country. And then if you're sharing these competencies with other teachers at your school site, please make sure to make it at least school or district if you're sharing it across multiple schools. It makes it a lot easier. So once you create that, you can click Save. And now what you're going to do is you're going to add the competencies. So you're ready to add them in there. And you're going to be using that CSV file that you just created. So I'm going to import from a file, and I'm going to find that one by adding the file. It's in my local because I downloaded it from my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and find that right now. Here's the standards right here. So I'm going to drag them in there. And then I'm going to import those. So you'll receive a notification when it's complete. What you can do is you can actually see them in the locker if you want. You don't have to do this next step, but you can kind of see all the resources. If you go to catalog, you can actually make sure that it's actually where you want it to be. So if I go to the math catalog, that's where I actually put it. It's right here. If I go to that, and then I select the competencies tab. So there's all these different resources and competencies that are under math. You can kind of scroll through and see, did your competencies actually get uploaded? And a P is probably going to be on one of the last pages. And I see them right here, the pre-calc standards. Yep, it was uploaded by me on this date right here. So you can just double check if they're there or not. You don't have to do this. How you can actually check is now you're ready to go to your class. So I'm going to go to my class right now, the PD course. And I'm going to go to that mastery tab and I'm going to upload those competencies right into there. I'm ready to do that now. And you're going to choose those competencies from the library where you just added your competencies to. So I added them to the math library, so I have to make sure to search that one. And then I called them pre-calculus, so I'm going to look for that and I see them right here at the bottom. And then you press submit. And then what you'll see is all of those competencies added under the name of your standards that you called them, or competencies, and you see them added to your class. Now, by default, they're all included. So if you're not going to use all of the standards, you either A, don't put them in the spreadsheet that you're going to upload, or B, you can go ahead and just start clicking on ones that you know you're not going to be covering or assessing students on in your class. And then you can just click ignore. And then those will not show up for your grading purposes, or the students won't be evaluated for those. So that is uploading your own competencies to Neo. Thank you.